Hi, welcome to yoga. Today we're going to do some sculpting work, some more sculpting, a little bit of cardio, a little bit of raising the heart rate, more of an advanced section today. So get ready to work. Just start to kind of loosen your body up, move your body a little bit. I'd like to start with some nice side bends. So we're going to get the feet about shoulder width apart. Inhale, raise the arms. Good. And take it over to the side. Good. And then right this side bend out. Quarter to the left, or just to the side. Good. Big, deep inhale. Exhale back to center. And take it to the other side. Exhale back to center. And take it to the other side. Exhale to center. Reach forward. So we're just going to come into a half bend here. Nice half bend. Soft knees. Pushing my rear end back a little bit so that my knees aren't over my toes. So if I have that slight bend in my knees and I'm pushing back a little bit, I'm going to straighten my spine, lengthen my neck, and reach through the fingertips. Just hold and breathe. Big deep inhale here. And exhale through the mouth. Lengthening through that neck. Take that tension out of the shoulders. Big deep inhale. And on that exhale, we're going to go ahead and lean forward. Keep hinging. Slight bend in those knees. Come down to the mat with the hands. Big deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale, we're going to roll up on those fingertips, straighten that back. Good, lengthening through that neck and the spine. Exhale through the mouth. Just like with the half bend. Then we're on the fingertips, lengthening through the spine, lengthening through the neck. Big deep inhale. Exhale, let's roll back down to the mat. So we're going to stay right here in this wide leg forward bend. Big deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Inhale, let's take it over to that right side. A slight bend in my knee here. Come all the way down and flex my opposite foot. So both hands, you can just kind of get your balance. So sometimes my hand's over, sometimes in front. And I'm just really trying to get the stretch right now through that left leg. Just a nice stretch in here. Flex and point the toe. Getting a stretching, big deep inhale. Exhale, switch to the other side. Good. Raising that foot, flexing the opposite foot. Big deep inhale through the nose. Good. Exhale, we'll come back up into that wide leg forward fold. So nice bend in the knees. We're just hinging at those hips. Getting a nice stretch, warming up the body. Big deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more big deep inhale. Good. Exhale through the mouth. We're going to take it down to the mat now. So we're coming on down to our mat. I'm going to have you, let's start off right now in child's pose. So we're going to open up those knees a little bit. Actually, you know what? Today, we're going to keep those knees together because we're going to get more of a stretch through the quads this way. So I'm going to have you keep your knees together today. We're going to come into our child's pose. So we're lowering the upper body, lengthening the arms, dropping the forehead to the mat, stretching out through those arms and fingertips. Good. If you're more comfortable opening up those knees, you can open up those knees. If you're able to get that quad stretch in with the knees closed, we're going to go ahead and do that today. Big deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Good. One more big deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, let's take it over to the left side. Just get a nice stretch through that side body. Good. Big deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, take it over to that other side. Let's stretch in. Big deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Let's take it back to center. Big deep inhale here. And on that exhale, we're going to roll that body forward, coming down onto the stomach. I want those hands or the thumbs are just located just right underneath the armpits. So nice bend in the elbows, hands underneath, thumbs underneath the armpits. Big deep inhale through the nose. And on the exhale, we're going to come up into that cobra position. So we're just pushing up, getting our bodies situated. Palms, fingertips connected to the mat. Right here, I like to roll my shoulders away. Roll my shoulders away. It reminds me to lift my chest and lengthen through my neck. So I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I want to be lifting through the chest, and lengthening. So we're lift, 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 lift. Lift and stretch through that neck. Good. Rolling those shoulders away. Good. Big deep inhale. Exhale, we're going to come down into that baby cobra. So we're squeezing in the elbows, lowering to about that 90-degree angle. Good. And lifting with the chest, squeezing the elbows in. Good. Lengthening through that neck. Take that tension out of the neck. Good. Hold here and lift. Breathe through. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Hold, hold, hold. Good. Inhale through the nose. And on that exhale, we're going to push back into that child's pose. So we're just pushing back with the hips, lowering the hips down to the feet, keeping the hands where they are, stretching them out in front of us, taking that forehead down to the mat. Good. Big deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, we roll forward. Good. Back onto the chest. Thumbs underneath the armpits. Big deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, we push up into that cobra. Keeping those elbows into the body. Lifting with the chest. Lifting with the neck. Trying to come up out of those hands. And that weight out of those hands. So we're lifting so much with our chest and our neck that we don't have a lot of weight on those hands. There we go. Good. Big deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, we lower, lower, lower into that baby cobra, squeezing those elbows in towards the ribs. Good. Lifting with the chest. Good. Hold, hold, hold. Breathe. Good. Big deep inhale. Good. Exhale through the mouth. Hold, hold, hold. Big deep inhale. Lifting with that chest. Exhale, we're going to roll those hips back into child's pose. Good. We're going to move a little faster now. So we lower that forehead to the mat. Big deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, we roll forward, body and chest come down to the mat. Good. Inhale, we raise up into that cobra. Good. Roll those shoulders back. Good. Lift that chest. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, lower into that baby cobra. Lower, lower, lower. Squeeze those elbows in. Lift with that chest. Good. Raise. Good. Big deep inhale. Really working those arms today. Exhale, push back into that child's pose. Good. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, roll that body forward, lower it down to the mat. Good. Inhale, raise up into that cobra. Exhale, lower into that baby cobra. Elbows in, lifting with the chest. Good. Big deep inhale here. Exhale, we're going to shift the weight back into the child's pose. Good. Lower that forehead down to the mat. Big deep inhale here through the nose. Exhale, roll that body forward. Good. Come all the way down to the mat. Good. We're going to stay down here this time. Stay right here. Good. Thumbs are right underneath. Thumbs are right underneath the armpits. I'm sorry. Tuck those toes under. And a big, deep inhale through the nose. And on that exhale, we're going to push up into down dog. So push the body up, coming up into the down dog position. Slight bend in those knees. Let's go ahead and get comfortable in this position real quick. So we're going to take that weight out of the palms of the hands, lengthening through that neck, rolling the shoulders away. Sometimes I like to put my hands just a little bit outwards just to remind myself to open up those shoulders. Lengthen that neck. Slight bend in those knees. A little tuck in the pelvis. Good. Lengthen through that spine and that neck. We're just going to hold here for a minute. Working on this position. Big, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Big, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Big, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, roll forward into that plank position. So we're rolling the hips forward, bringing my feet shoulder width apart, wrists underneath my shoulders, holding that belly in, lengthening through the spine and the neck. Good. Hold here and breathe. Big, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Inhale through the nose. Pulling that belly in. Exhale through the mouth. Good. One more inhale through the nose. And exhale, push those hips up into that down dog. Back into that down dog. A little bit of a resting position here. We're working today. Slight bend in those knees. Come into that down dog position. Good. Lengthening that neck. Nice stretch through that shoulders. Big, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, we're going to roll back into that plank. Really feeling it. Good. Hold that posture. Feet come in a little bit, pulling in the belly, lengthening through the neck. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And we're going to move a little bit faster. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, shift into that down dog. Good. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, shift forward into that plank. Good. Holding in plank. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, shift back into that down dog. Good. Holding here. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale, shift back into that plank. Good. Holding here. Big, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, we're going to lower down to the mat. So elbows in, low, chaturanga sun, coming all the way down to the mat. Good. Good. I'm just going to flip those palms over and working on the other side of the body a little bit. So flipping the palms over, lifting the head. Big, deep inhale. Exhale, we raise the upper body and the legs up off of the mat. Reach. Good. Lift and hold here. Big, deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Shooting that energy through our fingertips. Big, deep inhale. Exhale, we come down lower to the mat. Good. One more time. Inhale, we're raising the body up, lifting the chest, lifting the arms, lifting the legs, shooting that energy out. Good. Exhale through the mouth. Big, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Hold. Big, deep inhale through the nose. Good. Exhale through the mouth and lower back down to that mat. Good. Cardio working. Tuck those toes under. Thumbs underneath the armpits. Hands spread out. Big, deep inhale through the nose here. Exhale. We're going to push back up into that down dog. So go ahead. Shift that weight back up. You got it. Holding here. Slight bend in those knees. Go ahead, get back into that down dog position. Holding. Stretching and breathing. Big, deep inhale. Good. Exhale here. One more Big deep inhale. Good. Exhale, we're just going to lower those forearms to the mat, coming into that dolphin pose. So lower the forearms to the mat. Same positioning, very similar to the down dog. We're just on our forearms. Slight bend in those knees, pushing the hips back towards the back of the room. Stretching and lengthening through the neck and the shoulders. Good. Big deep inhale. Exhale, we're going to lower that body and come into the elbow plank. So lower, lower, lower. Good. Hold here. Big deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, we're going to push back up into that dolphin. So shift those hips back up. Curl my feet up just a little bit. Slight bend in the knees. Stretch, 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 stretch. Good. Comes more of a resting pose. Big, deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Stretch through those shoulders. Good. Big, deep inhale. Exhale, shift that weight back down into the elbow plank. So coming back down in the plank. Hold here. Belly in. Big, deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. And now we're going to move. So big, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, shift up into that dolphin. Good. Big, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, shift back into that elbow plank. Good. Big, deep inhale here. Exhale, hold. Good. Just hold here. Big, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more breath. Hold. Big, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, drop those knees down to the mat, and we're going to shift the weight back into that beginning child's pose position. Just getting a little bit of a resting pose in here. Lowering the hips, lowering the weight down to the feet, and stretching the arms out in front of you, lowering the forehead down to the mat. Good. Big, deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale, shifting up into that tabletop position. So under the shoulders, knees, under the hips. Good. We're going to finish up here with a nice arm stretch. So we're going to thread the needle. We're staying here in our tabletop position. Left arm comes straight out to the side. Big, deep inhale. Exhale, we cross it underneath the body. Good. Twisting with the upper body. And stretching that right arm out above overhead. Good. Good and breathe. Deep breath. Come back to center in that tabletop position. Big deep inhale, reaching the right arm out to the side. Exhale, we cross that arm in front of our body, coming over onto that shoulder, stretching the opposite hand out overhead. And we stay here and breathe. And we're moving through these stretches just a little bit quick because of the time, but if you need to come back and spend more time here stretching out those arms and shoulders, this threading the needle position is a great place to do it. So big deep inhale here. Exhale through the mouth. Good. We come back onto our mats and we're just gonna move our bodies over onto the rear, coming back into the Savasana position, getting ready to finish up. Good. Down on our backs, hands down to the side. Big deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, melt that body, melt that lower back, melt those hands into the mat. Good. And breathe. Big deep inhale. And exhale through the mouth. Good. And we worked a lot on that upper body today. So you need to go back to some of those stretches. Thread the needle is a great one. Working through those arms, stretching out those shoulders. It's a great place to be. And you stay here in Savasana as long as you like. And when you're ready, you come back up to seated. And we finish up with Namaste. Thank you.